How's it going, Critter Family? I hope you all are doing well. Today we are going over a short video by Beckman. I think this was from a couple of years ago. He says, "Wonder why I don't hold back against the purely positive community. Here's why." First off, it's not purely positive. It is force-free, not purely positive. And let's hear why he doesn't hold back against them.
This is the video that got me death threats from the positive reinforcement community. I will never hold back against these people, as you've probably seen from the comments on my YouTube channel. They have...
Okay, so first off, I do not condone nor endorse any death threats, any threats whatsoever. This looks like Bosco. I'm assuming his older Doberman that passed. I don't endorse anything that Beckman does. I also don't endorse any threats or death threats or any ill will towards anybody I review. So certainly, I wasn't covering him back then, but that certainly, none of that would have come from me. As angry and upset as I get, and as much abuse as I see, I still don't ever wish, nor send, nor condone, nor ask anybody to send death threats. I know he's not talking about me, obviously, but that is unfortunate that such disgraceful behavior could come from the force-free community. I'm sure that the force-free community also gets their fair share of death threats from other people. People who follow this type of training, people who follow, Beckman specifically, or just the Cesar Millan method, or the compulsion method, or the balanced method, whatever you want to call it.
I have no idea how to deal with a dog like this. They are scared of a dog like this.
Okay, now that's a pure lie. I don't believe... part of me wants to say I don't believe that he's gotten threats from positive reinforcement people. But, even that could... just because I don't believe anything he says, but I've seen both sides of the coin. I've seen both sides of the worst behavior of both types of training. Now, I will say that force-free people absolutely know how to deal with this. You're just not going to see it look like this. We're not going to flood an animal and abuse animals in this sense. We're not going to make them develop learned helplessness. We know how to treat them without having to touch them, without having to use another dog to bully them with a muzzle. And the reason why he has this dog muzzled and not his own dog is because he's protecting this dog. If this dog bites, this dog's going to bite back, which is not a good demo dog, in my opinion. It's just common sense. You don't have a dog. Both dogs should be muzzled, or neither dog should be muzzled. It's just that simple. Fair game for everybody.
You're going to see this dog pass a temperament test at a doggy daycare.
Okay, so this is his old intro.
This is Bentley, 1-year-old reactive dog. He had never been with dogs. I could have gone much slower with this. But
you should have.
The course I took was the exact right course.
No, it's not the exact right course. It's the exact wrong course. In my opinion, the exact wrong course. You don't even have the muzzle on here properly. The strap should be over his head. You want the muzzle to be a little bit tighter than you expect it to be. At least he has it on a collar. But this is the exact wrong course of action, because... And that's just based off of my opinion, just like it's based off of his opinion. But my opinion is actually educated. My opinion is actually studying and common sense and studying animal science and animal welfare. And my opinion is based off of the well-being of every animal involved. This is flooding, overstimulating. This is not the right course of action. And no positive reinforcement person, force-free trainer worth their salt would ever do something like this. It's idiotic.
Put him with Bosco. He tried to bite Bosco twice. Bosco said, knock it off, which is exactly what this dog needed. The purely positive trainer...
Force-free, or positive reinforcement, not purely positive.
...and their acolytes that came after me have no solutions for a dog like this.
Oh, yes, they absolutely do. I don't know about the people who gave you death threats, but people in the community of positive reinforcement, force-free trainers absolutely have far better methods to train. I mean, I would train this dog If this dog still has issues after you have trained him, I know it was years ago, but if he still has issues from this, I always offer to train these animals for free, giving up my own free time to help the animals that he screws up.
0. They would have always kept the dog under threshold, which means if the dog responds at 19 feet, they would have kept him at 20 feet and given him a bunch of treats, which would have never fixed the dog like this.
You're just lying, or you're just absolutely ignorant because you don't know any better, because you've never done it properly before. You've never done it humanely before. I specialize in this type of behavior. And I would have this dog, yes, below threshold. But you know, the goal behind it, Mr. Silly Goose, is that we lower the threshold. We do get closer. We don't just stay behind threshold all the time. Our goal is to get the dog to be able to tolerate the other dog. They don't have to be friends. If people want to do it this way, they can. I don't ever recommend it. I've done it once or twice in the past, and I wouldn't do it today because I've learned from it, because I'm not a quick 5-minute trainer like you are. I'm not a dangerous trainer like you are.
I put him with Bosco, and he was better 2 minutes later, which is right now. The next video you're going to see is 10 minutes later. The video after that's during the board and train, and the video after that is him passing a temperament test.
Oh, lovely. He went to a board and train. So the owners wanted to fix, in quotation marks, fix their dog and not fix themselves. Instead of helping their dog. So the first time it took 2 minutes. The second time it took 10 minutes. It takes longer. He's showing his own faults. It takes him longer to get more comfortable after each time. And then there's a 2-week board and train. I'm assuming 2 weeks. Maybe, he says after a board and train. Could be a week, could be 10 days, could be 14 days. Who knows? But it takes them that much longer and longer in the process to be able to pass a temperament test at a daycare. Wow, so he's just proving his own faults in his training.
At a doggy daycare facility. The arguments were, oh my God, you flooded the dog.
Yes.
Flooding is like if someone was scared of elevators, you put him in an elevator. I didn't flood the dog.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I let Bosco walk out of Bosco's house, and the dog had an acre to run away from Bosco.
No, he didn't, because they're not in the acre. The dog doesn't know this area. You don't give him the acre to run away from. And Bosco is just like Prince, where he's been raised to be a bully, just like you, Joel. And dogs don't know to run away. They know how to corner themselves. When they put pressure on themselves, they move into pressure. They move up to, this dog ran up to Bosco. Just like if he was nervous, he would lean into a person. He would lean against a wall. That's why compression shirts work on them. They don't know how to get out of a corner. I've worked with an Australian Shepherd before. I mentioned her several times on the channel. Her name is Lola. And she was trained very aggressively. She learned to turn off the pressure, whether from the leash pop, or whether it was from the e-collar, or it was from whatever else. She learned to turn off the pain or the fear or intimidation or whatever the scary thing was that she had to go belly up. Learned helplessness. And in doing so, I guess it would turn off whatever people want to call pressure. But she learned, but also by doing so, people think when a dog shows belly up, they want pets. So then people would put more pressure on her, giving the wrong answer. For Lola, the wrong answer was to pet her because she didn't want pets. She wanted you to leave her alone. So she would run up to you, go belly up, and expect you to walk away because that's what she had been taught. But when people try to pet her, she would snap at you. And so people say, well, dumb dog, why'd you come to me? You came to me. And then they would want to get, mean and aggressive and all that. So I taught her, you don't have to come to me and corner yourself. If you come up to me and go belly up, I'm not going to touch you. I'm going to ignore you. I'm going to toss a treat away from myself so you learn that you can actually stay away from me and you don't have to even come towards me to go belly up. You don't have to come close enough to me to put yourself in a corner and feel trapped. See, I knew it. We're only in a 3-minute video and I'm probably already gone 10 minutes.
That ain't flooding. That
No, that's flooding. That's absolutely flooding. You're just a liar. You're ignorant. You're a silly goose.
was their main point. But the truth is, they just would never have gotten anywhere with this dog.
No, they absolutely would have. And they wouldn't have flooded the dog to do it. And it would take them, we would start with it taking maybe 2 weeks, or maybe it would take 10 minutes to get them to calm down, and then it would be 2 minutes. It'd be 10 minutes, 8 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, instead of backwards like how you admitted that it took 2 minutes the first time, then 10 minutes, and then you have to go through a board and train for probably 2 weeks. You are going backwards.
And so,
again, I still don't condone any death threats.
They came after me because I got somewhere so quick with this dog. Here he is playing.
You flooded him, and it could have ended very dangerously for him.
With Bosco and another dog. This is 10 minutes later. This is the same day, same session. Next
So
video.
what did you do in that time? What did you do? How many corrections did you give this dog? How many corrections did Bosco give this dog? Did you side submit him? Did you alpha roll him? Did you do all this other nonsense?
Board and train, playing with a bunch of dogs.
He's not playing with them at all. He's totally ignoring them.
What
He's not playing with them.
I did with Bentley was the exact right thing to do.
No, it wasn't. You're ignorant. You're a liar. You're just wrong. It was not the exact. Okay, I'm going to say in my opinion. I'm not going to try and speak in absolutes. As an educated person who cares about the well-being of an animal and would never put them at risk, he was absolutely 100,000% wrong in doing what he did. Did it work out? Sure. Luckily, luck is not a training plan. Luck is luck. If the dog had died, or they got into a fight and they got injured, or he killed Bosco, or Bosco killed him, or whatever, then he wouldn't be posting this video. He wouldn't be saying he was right. I mean, he probably would still say he's right somehow, because he has an ego. I admit when I'm wrong. I try not to speak as though I'm the only one who's right. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying the positive reinforcement method is the right way to go. And in my opinion, the only way to go, especially when working with this, because guess what? I specialize in this. I know how to get results without, who cares how long it takes? It's not about quick training. You're not entitled to that. If you took the time to train your dog in the opposite way to make them reactive, you can darn sure take the time to train your dog the other way to make them not reactive.
Doesn't mean you do that with any other dog. Not everybody has a Bosco. Not everybody has.
Nobody needs to have a Bosco who's just an aggressive bully of a dog.
A prince. I get it, but I do. And so Bosco told us.
I had Adonis, and he never acted like Bosco or Prince, unless there was a dog who did need an attitude change. And occasionally, Adonis would let him know, hey, he would air snap at them and tell them, leave me alone. And they would say, okay, I got it. And that was it. He didn't go after them. There was no threat of Adonis ever hurting another dog. Most of the time, the other dog wanted to hurt Adonis, and he learned, he just sat there, and he was like, all right, I don't see you as a threat. I trust my mom. I trust that she's not going to let me get hurt. I never did. I had an Adonis. I think, I wish, I would say, I like to say I wish more people had, dogs like Adonis, but, he was, not everybody can handle a Shiba. I mean, not everybody wants to have a free spirit of a dog. Now, he had a free spirit, but he was still very much manageable. I mean, I feel like a lot of people want, more of like the mindset of a German Shepherd or a Labrador where they're easy to work with. Adonis demanded respect, and that respect he got from me. But that doesn't mean that he was just, a spoiled brat. He was certainly spoiled, but he was not a brat by any means. Man, I still wish I had him. They just don't live long enough, do they? Love out to all the dogs, even Bosco. Love out to all the dogs that have passed. And my little Hermes too.
Knock it off. What do you do with a bully? How do you deal with a bully? Everybody knows how you deal with a bully. But the purely positive folks
Positive reinforcement or force free.
don't have any answers, so they get embarrassed.
No, they do have answers. You just don't want to listen to it because they can't ever give you the right answer. Is this electric fencing over here or just a little bit of chicken wire? I think it's just chicken wire, but it looked like it was hot wire for a second. But I didn't think you would have that around dogs.
And also they go, oh my God.
Also, this poor Great Dane is missing its
The
tail.
poor dog, look, he's sad, he's whatever. The dog's fine. Look at the dog. Proof's in the pudding.
No, it's not. No, it's not. The dog appears fine on the outside, but it's the inside that matters because he could be a ticking time bomb because of you dummy.
The dog is a happy dog.
No, he's not necessarily a happy dog.
He was able to pass a temperament test at a doggy daycare facility.
That doesn't mean he still didn't get into fights. Just because he passed the temperament test doesn't mean that he's not going to get into a fight with another dog at a daycare, or another dog is going to get to a fight with him and cause him to regress. And then they have to come back and spend another, $2,000, $10,000 with you to just abuse and bully their dog. You didn't do anything special. Anybody can do what you do. Anybody can do it. Pop the dog on a leash. Let him go with another dog. Put a muzzle on the dog. That's it. That's all you did. It actually takes time and understanding of an animal to actually make real, safe leeway with the dog. Like this.
Which is the video you're going to see right now.
See, he's avoiding all the other dogs.
I'm the corporate trainer for this nationwide doggy daycare facility called Camp Runnema. It's an awesome place. So that's the video. This is why I never hold back when the positive, purely positive folks come after me.
It's positive reinforcement or force-free, not purely positive. Otherwise, I'll call you purely punitive. I just call you a compulsion trainer. An abusive compulsion trainer. See, he's still up in everybody's face. So I think what you did didn't even do anything. I don't think you changed squat. He just knows not to mess with your dog. With a muzzle on. He learned to just avoid the other dogs. He was not happy. He was not playing with them. So anyway, I've turned this, 3-minute video probably into, 20-minute video, but that's what I see. Again, I don't endorse nor condone any of the death threats or any kind of threats of any sort towards anyone. Even animal abusers. I mean, I hope they get what's coming to them, but anyway, so that was this video. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. Go say hi to do to your little critters. Say hi to do for me. Give them some kind of love and they appreciate. And until next time, practice peace, patience, and positivity.